Hey everybody, Jeff from Corrugated Cavalier here, coming to you on this kind of cold and cloudy and maybe a little bit rainy day. Today I'm going to come at you with just a little something that I've come up with. So I've been looking through a lot of the Fiore Dagger material and also the book by Guy Windsor detailing some of the plays as well, which is very clear, more clear than the Fiore manual. And unfortunately I don't have a training partner right now. I have started taking outdoor longsword classes, but Dagger is a much more close quarters thing. So here's my wooden rondelle dagger from Purple Heart Armory, which I'll do a quick first impressions of as well. But basically, I wanted some way to practice some of the dagger without having another person, and a lot of it is really close quarters and like grappling oriented, so it's tough to do without another person. But recently I also started getting back into touch with the martial arts that I used to do a little bit when I was in middle school and high school, and I did a lot of karate, and I did Wado-ki karate, which is kind of like the American school of what is Wado-ryu from Japan. And I just watched a couple of videos of Kata, and it just like came back to me like that after doing it for like 7 years. I'm not going to say it's perfect by any means, so any karate people out there watching this, please don't, bash on my technique too much. So what I did was I thought, hey, why not put the dagger into play with the karate kata? Obviously, I know this is not historically accurate. Obviously, I know that there were no manuals saying this, and I'm not trying to say that there is a connection by any means. It's really just a way for me to kind of move around with my body and the dagger at the same time to practice this stuff and move around in space and do some things, okay? So once again, I'm not saying this is anything official or anything like that. I just thought that some of you might find it interesting. Shout out to Sensei Seth and Jesse Enkamp for kind of getting me inspired to get back into karate. It's been fun. So without further ado, this is Pinan Nidan. And some schools, I think the school that I grew up in, to be perfectly honest, numbered the kata differently, but most karate people call this Pinan Nidan. It's one of the most basic forms. And then we'll go over some applications after that. Here we go. So once again, I just started practicing that kata again a couple of days ago. So it's not perfect. I haven't done it in like 18 years before that, I think. So don't make fun of it too bad. So a lot of people think that karate kata are just like pretty and for practicing form and stuff like that, but actually they do have application, and that's called bunkai in Japanese. And I think that there are actually a couple of applications here and things that look similar to the Fiore manual. So I'm just going to do two. If you guys would like to hear more explanations or like to see more kata, feel free to comment down below. But let's do two applications real quick. So in the very beginning, you could certainly call this just like an outside block of some kind. You could also, put it up here if a dagger attack were coming from an ice pick stab like this, and then a step forward and a stab. You could also consider this a block, step forward, and the dagger comes around the back of the opponent's arm, and then as you turn, this is the low block in karate, but a lot of times in karate, when you see this turn and a low block or something like that, it's like a throw or a standing grapple of some kind. So if I just hooked their arm and turn, I've either got an arm bar or a throw of some kind, okay? And especially if you're talking about armored combat, which a lot of times Dagger is, if they end up on the ground, on their belly, in armor, and you're also in armor, and you can get on top of them, I think the fight's pretty much over, especially if you have a dagger in hand. So, after that armbar, there's this stab that can be a lot of things. It's actually more of a natural stance, but I'm not too worried about that. The next application that I would like to talk about was on the high block section. So, you start here. Any of these could really be a backhand upward strike to either under the coif if it's armored combat, under the visor, or the armpits were another weak spot. So this could be a strike to any of those locations. But what I really like is the next one. You get this high block here, and then if you either leave it up or grab and chamber like you do in karate, and you're grabbing their arm basically, and then strike, this could once again be either under the coif, under the visor, under the armpit. And that would be a good dagger strike to get through some of the vulnerable plates of armor. Another application for this could also be, and this goes into the next part of the kata as well, you have the block, you step behind. This is more of an unarmed application actually, so I'm going to ditch the dagger for a second. You step behind and grab their dagger with this high block. And then, yeah, so you do have to leave the hands here, so it's just that slightly bit different than the kata, but I think it's still valid. And then you have another turn and low block situation, and then turn, low block. It's actually more of this angle really, but I just wanted to get that into camera. So if you had blocked, step behind their leg, grab their dagger, and then turn, you're probably going to throw them or disarm them as well. So that's more of an empty hand versus dagger technique. But something similar to that is shown in the Fury manual as well. They don't have the turn and then the armbar and throw, but they do have one step behind to grab the dagger. So those are two applications from a karate kata for Fiore dagger. Once again, I know that this wasn't done. I know I'm not trying to say that there's some magical connection. I just found it interesting for myself to think about some of the applications, and also just to get my body just really moving around in space with the dagger. Of course, I did change some things in the kata, like front punches if they were junzuki. If they were with the right hand, I just made it a stab instead with the dagger. So I think that that's pretty reasonable. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I found it interesting myself personally, and it was honestly just kind of fun to get out there and move a little bit with the dagger since I don't have a dagger training partner right now. And yeah, it was just fun. So please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of, especially something like this specifically, where I'm doing karate kata, and you want to see either more kata or more applications of the kata with dagger. Comment down below. I think it's just kind of fun, really. So yeah, like, subscribe, share this with other people you might find it interesting. And as always, be good to each other, guys. Thank you so much for coming by. See ya.